So Sandy, what's your top 3 things that you love about Costa Rica?
I'm going to say the people, first and foremost. Costa Rican people, they are so kind and welcoming everywhere you go. I mean, just in a social situation, if you're out shopping, very helpful.
Yeah, and to give you an example of that, this is the part that we had to adjust to, because in the United States, you're all fighting on the road. I got to let me in, get out of my way, blah, 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 this kind of thing. In Costa Rica, a lot of the places you drive around in, maybe not in the inner city where it's really, a little bit more fight for your lane, but you get up to a 4-way stop and everybody's going, you go, no, you go, no, you go, no, you go, and you hear it toot toot, that means you go. And it's this weird thing. Let's say you have to make a left turn because you're going to go into a shopping mall on the side. Well, you sit there and there's this huge long line of cars and you're going, oh, we're never going to be able to make this turn. I swear to God, in 2 or 3 cars, somebody stops and goes, doot doot, go. And then, 3 people behind them were ready to do it too. And you find yourself doing it. You become a kinder, gentler driver.
I was going to bring up, a lot of times Frank will, I'll tell him, oh, we need to make a left. And he says, I'm never going to get out there. And I tell him, honey, we're in Costa Rica now. Someone's going to let you in. And it normally doesn't exceed 1 car, the 2nd car. By the 3rd car, one of those cars is going to let you make your left turn.
And they make it really apparent too. They're flashing their lights. They got a disco cam on the top they turn on. I don't know. They're just making it very clear. I'm going to hold these whole line of people up behind me so you can go through.
Yes.
It is really heartwarming. And you find yourself doing it too. It is kind of a necessity because these long lines appear. And it could be a while before you can make a left. And that's the other thing. What I realized, it can be a lot of chaos going on in a crowded city. There's people parked on both sides of the road. It's 2 lanes, and yet there's really only 1 because there's so many cars. And it just seems like, you're at the, what do you call that? The amusement park. You're at the amusement park and the bumper cars. But it's simple. What do you do, Sandy? Slow down.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you gotta do is just go a little bit slower. And it's like, all us gerbils on the road, we all just line up and get in the thing and it just works out perfectly. You just slow down, take a deep breath. And when I say slow down, I'm saying, just a little bit. And everybody gets to where they're going and, we haven't crashed yet for a year, so.
Honey, don't say that.
Crash. But it's amazing, and it's another thing because everybody's kind of looking out for the other person and going, okay, well, I'll slow up a little bit too so you can kind of squeeze in or, you do the same thing for them. And you just flow through and it goes. It's really, and it's hard to get used to. But once you realize that, it's one of the easiest places I've ever driven in my life. But I can see how a lot of people come down and go, this is hazardous to your health. And it's like, well, not really once you learn how to do it.
Yeah, probably the second thing that sticks out of my mind is, I think we probably talked about this before, the climate, the weather. It's really almost a challenge to get used to having perfect weather all year long. You never have to worry about it getting too cold that it's going to be uncomfortable. And really not in the Central Valley, not too hot either. Sometimes I even forget, wait, what season are we in? It's really only, is it periodically raining in the afternoon or are we really in a dry season? Obviously colors change, but also, that's related to the rain. And probably, I guess the third thing that I think about are just really how present you can be when you are here. There's so many nature sounds at all times of the day that if you pay attention, you can really hear Mother Nature singing her song. I think probably one of my most favorite things in this area is during the summer into the rainy season, you get to wake up to what I call the tiki room alarm clock. And it is just that. If you have ever been to the Tiki Room at Disneyland, you get to wake up to those bird sounds. It's so much more of a pleasant way to wake up every morning. And you can pretty much count on them. It is at a set time in the morning that they start, and it just kind of gets louder and louder and louder. But it's not annoying. It's really beautiful.
Soothing.
Magical. So those are just some of the things. There's many other things, but I was only allowed to tell you 3. That's all Frank gave me. So those are I would say my top 3 that just come to mind off the top of my head.
Yeah, and so this is where my mother, we have to put in a little thing for her because she'd be singing, "The hills are alive with the sound of parrots."
Frank, you sing a lot better than that. What are you doing? Okay.
I'm singing on the video. Why don't we show you some of the beautiful scenery coming up right now. Here comes Isabella to complain about my singing. That wasn't good, was it? Okay, I'll work on it. Oh, it's okay. And I'll add one more. I love waking up and, well, first of all, okay. Yeah. Okay. And so I'm gonna add one that I like, which is after that tiki room that Sandy describes, which is incredible. It goes on for probably an hour. Starts about 4:30 every morning. And right around when it starts winding down, you hear the church bells. Ding, 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 ding. It's the, world famous churches here. They're just all over the place. And just to hear those church bells, and it comes rippling through the valley, and so a lot of people hear it. It's not just because we're close, but it's just amazing to hear that. And it's really around 6 o'clock because church starts early here. Everything starts early here because you have to, because a lot of the year it's raining in the afternoon starting at 1 or 2 o'clock. And that causes you to get stuff done early. And by the way, if you want to see a 30-minute version of what we're doing, we have a full 30-minute documentary that's online. And just look for the words Costa Rica on our website. You'll find it pretty quickly. And it's one in English and one in Spanish. So enjoy that if you want. It has all kinds of beautiful imagery, and several 100,000 people have watched those. For now, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Hasta luego.
We're the Frank and Sandy Show. We travel. Our guests have attitude. We turn up in exotic places.
Here we are in Costa Rica. We're actually still not there.
You'll find us on cruise ships. Or doing travel interviews.
I like puppies. Well, she must be a Democrat.
You'll never know what's around our next corner.